our goal was really to bring to the market a digital asset management system for individuals, for solo teams, for small teams, with the idea to have a single app that can actually find media in all those repositories that you have on your computer. It can be files and folders, but it can be also structured catalogs like Lightroom, Capture One, Premiere Projects, Final Cut Pro Library. So these things, they sit on your computer on different drives, and there was no app that could give you this sort of bird eye view on all your media, because it's sort of sitting in silos. So that's what we're doing, trying to bring that thing into one app without making new copies, because this is not what you want to do. And then from that sort of aggregated view on all your media, being able to offer services like searching. So CYME is a startup based out of France that develops software for photographers and videographers. We started with developing software for photographers first. So that's what we're doing, trying to bring that thing into one app without making new copies, because this is not what you want to do. And then from that sort of aggregated view on all your media, being able to offer services like searching, annotating, using AI to do keywording or this kind of stuff, doing face analysis, and then helping you really prepare your work, either if you're photographers, you want to select shots for an exhibition, or if you're a videographer and you want to prepare a rough cut of a new edit, you can do it right from the app and then go into your editing tool after that.
What's the name of the app?
So the app is called Peakto, runs on macOS. We are a macOS developer house. We've been doing macOS development for the last 20 years in different companies. And that's the app.
What do we need to run the software? I mean, clearly you said it's Mac-based.
Yes.
Do I need any special hardware for holding the indexes? And do you do previews? And
I can go into a bit more detail, but essentially the app uses a lot of AI to do image analysis, video analysis, face detection. We have our custom models also to categorize images, to categorize based on colors, based on various criteria. So you need really a Mac that is at least an M something, M1, M2, the M series Apple Silicon, because it's so much faster to run AI. It's about 100 times faster on the neural engine than it was on Intel processor. So you need that. The perfect Mac to do that is a Mac Mini M4, the last one that's really cheap, and you can do so much with it. And of course, if you have more needs, you can go on a studio or whatever, but just a Mac is fine. In terms of storage and things, we create indexes, we create scrubbable media for videos, we create thumbnails, and we aggregate metadata. You don't need a lot of storage for that. We have customers with 3 million assets, and they probably have about 40 gigabytes of storage just for the index and all the database. So it's fairly small.
Well, as I've been walking around NAB, it seems like every corner I turn around, there's another media asset management system that's suddenly right. Springing up like weeds. Yeah. Why should we consider yours?
There are a couple of things that we do that I think no other company does. And the first thing is the ingest. Most media management systems, they ingest files. We, of course, ingest files, but we ingest files that can exist in as I said, in different organized structures or catalogs. So if we say, for example, we take a Premiere Pro project or a Lightroom catalog, we ingest them natively. And that means that everything that's been organized in those structures, in those catalogs, maybe you created collections, you added keywords, you've done a lot of annotation, we bring that into the system, and you feel like you are in Lightroom when you're browsing Lightroom data that lives in our system. You can invoke Lightroom in just one click on the image or on the video that you're interested in. So there is this, and we stay in sync with everything that you do. So you can leave Peakto, you can do your edits in Premiere, you can add more media into your projects, or grow your Final Cut Pro Library or your DaVinci Resolve project. You launch the app again, and it's going to sync with that, so you see all your data there. So that's one thing that we do, I think no other company does. Then we have one thing that's also distinctive, is that all the AI that we run locally. So it's our own models or models that are available off the shelf, but we orchestrate them locally. So there's no problem of privacy or sort of breaching contracts with your client because you're sending stuff off to the cloud. So everything is local. And then there is we are just introducing at NAB the ability to use our app from different computers, could be Windows computers, through a browser. So you connect to the central system. Imagine this Mac Mini that is connected to all your drives and all your assets, and you can query it from.
So I can run Peakto on a single Mac.
Yes.
With just the media that's local.
Yes.
Or I can run it on a network.
Yes, you can run it either on the local network, so you have still this computer that has access to the media that does the indexing and the heavy lifting of all the AI and all that, and then you access it through a browser interface from a tablet, from a phone, from another computer, and you can access the search capabilities. You can browse through the content. You can download the content, and you can also do that on the local network, but also via internet. So you can access it remotely, and this does not involve any cloud. So that's one of the originalities. You have a point-to-point connection from your device that you're querying to the central server, and it's an end-to-end encrypted solution. So you don't send anything in the cloud. You don't have to upload your videos or your images to access them. That's really a game changer. You can be on the road. You need to access these Premiere projects that you have sitting on your desk. You can do it from your phone and get that shot that you needed just from your phone, dialing directly into your computer.
How can I use you to search? In other words, I know I can search on a file name. That's obvious. But what other ways can I find the media that I need?
There are several ways you can search. You can search, as you said, by file name. You can search by metadata. We bring all the metadata from the files, the information that the vendors puts into the file, whether they're videos or images. And you can also search using semantic search. So that's a search that's based on an AI analysis that's done at ingest time. We scan through all the videos and all the images, and we extract some information that then can be used to search. So you can just describe a shot. I want a shot of a white dog. It's going to bring you some shots of white dogs, whether they're images or whether they are buried deep inside the video. It's going to find exactly that part of the video. And then you get more specific. I want the white dog to be running. I want it to be running on the grass. And the more precise you get, the further details you get into your query. So that's another way to search. The third way to search is through transcript. Every video that's ingested, and it's not new. Many companies do that. Like Premiere Pro now has a transcript capability. What's different here is that you can search across all your projects, across every piece of data that is connected to the MAM. So you can type a sentence and it's going to find those words in the transcript of the video. Again, it's going to point you directly into the video that you can use. There used to be an app called Kyno, which was very popular among videographers, and we are really building a replacement app for Kyno with AI that Kyno didn't have, and also collaboration, which Kyno didn't have. It was a single solo app.
Well, Kyno is a high standard. That was a wonderful program.
Yeah, I know, and it sets the bar very high. I think in terms of user interface, we have something that's really outstanding. And in terms of functionality, we are gradually adding things that even Kyno didn't have, like supporting RAW format, video RAW formats like Blackmagic RAW, and we'll soon support RED and ARRI and this kind of formats. But it's exciting to have a goal like that, and we know that there's a lot of demand for a replacement for this app that was very popular.
How are you training the AI?
Right, so we do train AI on our own data or on standard data that we can get. So for example, we have some models that compute aesthetic scoring for images. So we do have our custom AI that's trained on available data that's been annotated by people. Then there are also some AI that is available off the shelf. Like, for example, the transcript, we don't use our own AI. It's a standard AI standard models that exist. It's the orchestration of that thing that's kind of difficult. When you ingest, you want all the things to happen in a sequence, also happening very smoothly for the user and very fast. So when a video is ingested, there is the analysis of the images, plus the face detection, plus everything that's running, and has to be super fast, super smooth, and I think this is where we're putting a lot of effort.
Well, the question behind my question is, are you training your AI on our data, and is our data then being shared somewhere else?
No, absolutely not. No, we are not training any AI on your data. Although there is a demand for that. Let's take an example. Recognizing jerseys in sports event, or recognizing some faces. You want to be able to train an AI on the fly by submitting some images and say, oh, this is the name of this player, and you might come across this player, so you need to know that this is this guy. So you want to be able to do these kind of things. So we will probably support some training on the device, but again, even if we do that, it's never going to leave the device. It's going to be on your device and never send anything to the cloud.
If I have the subscription and I let the subscription expire, what happens to anything that's been cataloged so far? Does the app just stop working?
Yeah, the app stops working, but there are several ways to not lose your work, because that's something we're also very cautious about. People annotate, they add information into the thing. So there are a number of things you can do. We support standard sidecar formats. So for example, all the information that you annotate in a file, we can actually output to an XML format next to the files. So you could then ingest it in another app that supports these sidecar formats, which are standard. So you won't lose any annotations that you've done. But anything linked to AI, like for example, all the search and all the transcript, even those transcripts are also saved in Clear. You can get them. So I think if you look into the databases that we've produced, you can extract a lot of information. There are also some information that's available, that's completely readable in those sidecar file, in XML file. So you don't lose a lot.
For people that have not heard of Peakto, what are the key benefits that you want them to know about?
The key benefits, I think, is the integration with all these apps that exist. So have one hub of all your media that can talk to all the apps that you're using. And the truth is that people use many apps, and the AI is local, so there's no fear of sending anything in the cloud that could be used to train something else, or there can be a problem of privacy. So everything is local. And then there is this no cloud sharing feature, means that there are no hidden costs of having to upload things, having to pay for bandwidth or for anything. So yeah, I think that these are some of the key benefits of using Peakto.
Matthieu, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.